Hello and welcome back to the kitchen. It's Tuesday, therefore it must be tasty, therefore I must be cooking something, and today I fancied a pizza. So guess what? We're having pizza for tea. Now, you can normally get your Italian pizzas whereby there's not a lot of toppings on. The secret is to get the flavour by making the toppings interact with each other. Then in America they had a different idea, and they decided that, like all things American, go big. So there's a style of pizza called the Chicago pizza, which is basically a pizza with far too many toppings on the top. However, I kind of like these pizzas. So today I'm cooking one. I'm going to do what I call my Sears Tower, which is a tall building, which I believe was the tallest building in the world at one point, in Chicago. So I've called this the Sears Tower pizza. Now, I should explain to you, I've cheated a little bit here. I've not made my own base. Well, I haven't. Let me explain that. I can and do make proper pizza bases where you do all the things, throw them up on the wall. Not doing that. Too messy, put cameras everywhere. So what I've done is I've bought a pizza mix, which is basically some powder. You throw lukewarm water at it, mix it into a ball, roll it out, you've got a pizza base. Now, you weren't going to want to watch me do that, so I've done it for you and it's ready to go. So I guess the best thing to do next is have a look at the ingredients that I've got laid out here, and then I'll start putting the pizza together. You do need your oven, gas mark 7. So let's have a look at what we've got in front of us here. So starting off over here, this is the black olives. I do like black olives. Mushrooms are always good. These cheeky little blighters, these are capers. I am really fond of capers. So there's probably far too many for a pizza in there, but hey, they're going on. Some tuna. I'm a vegetarian but I eat fish, so some tuna's going in. We've got some peppers. We've got some onions. We've probably got far too much cheese, if that's possible. Coming back over here, we have some garlic, because garlic goes in everything around here, including the bath water. I crack that joke every week. And we've got some passata. Now, I like the Serio stuff. It's from Italy, it's a little bit thicker, and I just like the flavour of it. For the difference between passata and the tomato sauce is passata is basically strained tomatoes which haven't been cooked. So that is basically uncooked tomatoes in there, and an egg. Yes, we're going to put an egg on this pizza. And then lastly but not least, the base. Now the base I prepared earlier, I've rolled it out and cut it roughly to shape. You'll see it's got yellow dust on it. That yellow dust is actually cornmeal. I love cornmeal, and it's really good for stopping your pizza from sticking. So you just roll it in that instead of flour, and it does impart a nice flavour. Now, actually use it, I believe, it's what's on yellow. It's the yellow stuff that's on Domino's pizzas. Although this is cut quite fine, they use a coarse one. So the other thing you're going to need is something to cook it on, and I use these pizza trays because they're perforated. I don't know if you can see the holes in there. They're perforated, which means the air can get underneath your base and help to cook that as well. So what we'll do is before we can do anything, we have to put the base on here. So I'm going to move this out the way, put the pizza on the base, and then we'll come back. So here we are, we're back again, and the pizza base is done. So the next thing we need to do is to prepare the topping. So we'll take the Serio, and I'm going to pour it into a cup, like so. You do it over the pizza base. any grips won't matter. What we do is we take the garlic and we give that a good squeeze of garlic in there, because garlic is supposed to be good for you. And as long as it tastes as good as this, it doesn't matter. So then we'll mix all that up like that into a lovely garlicky paste. And then into that we'll also add some mixed herbs. And then this glorious stuff, we'll just plonk that on there, give it a good serving. And then what we do, we'll spread that around the pizza, giving it a rather good covering. Try and get it up to the edges, it stops the pizza burning a bit. And we don't want a burnt pizza at the edges. We can get where we are today by burning our pizzas. I believe there's a Yorkshire expression that refers to a burnt pizza as being runted. So you can actually runt a pizza. I don't know if that's true or not, but I believe it to be true. And here we are, just adding that in now. So, what's next? Well, it's up to you really. I think I'm going to put the onions on. There goes the onions. Again, there's no real method, just spread it out. There we go. I guess we could have some cheese, couldn't we? Because what I tend to do with this, I don't put the cheese on all in one go. I like to spread it out a bit and just to, you know, separate the ingredients to give it a bit of texture. Another ingredient, this time I'm going to put in some peppers. As you can see already, this bears no resemblance to any pizza you're going to buy anywhere, even in a takeaway or anywhere like that. They won't look like this. We'll sprinkle on a bit more cheese just to make sure. Let's have some of these rascals. These are nice, I like these. These are the capers going on. A bit more cheese, just to spread it out a bit. Get the mushrooms on. I have pre-cooked these a little bit because I just like mine pre-cooked. And I think I'm going to put on some tuna. So here goes the tuna. As you can see, this is not an operation that requires any finesse, really. So we'll put a bit more cheese over that, just to melt it down. Some black olives. Black olives are just amazing. I love black olives. I'm going to eat that one. We'll come back to the egg later. All that remains now is we put that in the oven. Gas mark 7, that's important. Oh, look, olive. Ready? In it goes. Okay, so it's been in the oven for about 10 minutes. As you can see, it's well on the way to cooking. The edges are starting to brown, starting to look like a pizza. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pull back the stuff that's going on in the middle here to make a little well in the toppings. There we go. A little well there. I'm then going to crack an egg into that little pool. That is now ready to go back in the oven. So now we'll give that about another 10, possibly 15 minutes, and we'll go back and have a look. So, a huge welcome back. 10 minutes has passed. The pizza has been removed from the oven, and as you can see, it is cooked beautifully. Go and have a closer look. You can see the egg in the middle there, which hasn't burnt and is just cooked to perfection. So I am now going to go and eat this, but first let's see what it tastes like, shall we? So, as you can see now, the pizza has been removed from its baking tray and it's been put on a glass surface, which I'm going to eat it from. So I've got the magic wheel. Let's see what happens. Look at that. Perfectly cooked. Perfectly cooked. All that remains now is the fun part. I've got to eat this. Let's see what it tastes like. I am a huge fan of pizzas, especially this sort of pizza. It's delicious. I was going to put anchovies on it, but Brain of Britain here forgot to buy any, so there's no anchovies. But as you can see, it all combines really nicely. If I move this, you can see that the egg is actually moving there. So that is cooked perfectly with a runny middle. So thank you once again for joining me here in the kitchen for Tasty Tuesday. Come back next week for something again completely different. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. See you again next week. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.